Greetings world. We are anonymous. Our exposure to Lee County, Florida continues with evidence of conspiracy by Waterman Broadcasting of Fort Myers, Florida and employees of NBC2. NBC2 News Director for Waterman Broadcasting is Thor Anderson. His wife is a dirty prosecutor with the 20th Judicial Circuit Courts of Lee County, Florida. Mary Anderson conspired with the state attorney Stephen B. Russell and Judge Andrew Switt. A citizen of Lee County, Florida with great knowledge of ongoing criminal acts by the local government was hacked by local entities inside the 20th Circuit Courts. His phone's text messages were altered, his emails for his business were being blocked with complaints to the Cape Coral Police, Lee County Sheriffs and the Fort Myers Police Department with evidence and witnesses. Fox 4 News anchor Patrick Nolan replied to this citizen via email prior to November 4, 2015. Jacqueline Bevies, a reporter for NBC2, was investigating a conspiracy in which all media outlets in Southwest Florida and FBI sources in the United States were highly aware of. Vincent C. Manillo, formerly of the Cape Coral Police Department, fabricated police documents. They were found by him, as complaints were filed to all entities of SW Florida government in 2005. Manillo then sent him email threats that reside in many case files in both the federal courts and state courts of Lee County, Florida. A man with no criminal record was held incarcerated for 2 years with no trial as many illegal stunts took place on him and his family. This was over a violation of injunction at the age of 35 years old. The alleged victim in this case lied to gain this injunction. The judge Hugh Stans would not allow any witnesses in the courtroom to attest to her lies. Some injunctions are tools to steal children or money or simply to ruin someone's reputation. In this case, the victim's mother cleaned judges' homes in Lee County. The alleged violation was ordered no show cause by Judge Shira Weinsit, 2 months prior to Vincent Manillo's fabricated arrest. The 20th Circuit Courts covered up. Manillo's daughter is Vanessa Manillo, who is married to Nick Lachey at this time, and during this period she was dating Derek Jeter from the New York Yankees. While this citizen was incarcerated for 2 years with numerous illegal acts taking place upon him, the media of Southwest Florida helped conspire to cover up with the local government, upon himself and other wrongdoings by the judiciary in the 20th Circuit. He was alleged to have emailed Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott stating he was going to deliver him to Washington, D.C. and the federal government. The Lee County Sheriffs broke into his home with no warrant on November 4, 2015 as he came outside and his mother videotaped them inside of his home. The sheriff sent his narcotics crew after him, and as they realized they were being videotaped, they ripped the patches off the backs. One detective left the scene and brought back a manufactured warrant with Judge Ramiro Manalik's name on it, after they realized they were caught on video. No arrest took place. The citizen did not even see the arresting officer until the following day when Mary Anderson pressed the judge for a $50,000 bond and for him to wear an ankle bracelet. The citizen bonded out of jail on November 5. 2015 and sent Judge Ramiro Manalik an email about this warrant and copied several media sources at 11:38 a.m. on the morning of November 6, 2015 informing him of this warrant he has yet to take any action on. The affidavit was done at a much later date. The alleged email is altered on both the police report and affidavit for a warrant by Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott. These are federal crimes of conspiracy to deprive civil rights with leads to NBC2 and the news director Thor Anderson and his wife Mary in collusion with Sheriff Mike Scott and State Attorney Stephen B. Russell. The citizen was notified that NBC2 was at his home by his employee to interview him over this alleged arrest. Reporter Trent Kelly and his cameraman interviewed the citizen knowing all about the kidnapping by the government that took place in a 2004 case. With FBI sources helping conspire to shut a federal investigation down that was ongoing for several years. The interview was recorded by the citizen's family. A few hours later, Trent Kelly alleged to have wanted the video recorded off of his mother's phone for the evening news. The citizen arrived at his mother's to meet him. He did not have a cameraman with him and removed the video from his mother's phone directly, but it was already uploaded to YouTube. Trent Kelly and NBC2 knew this arrest was going to take place, and collusion with the 20th Circuit Courts of Lee County, Florida has been proven. He was released on another bond after 4 months in high security and only 30 minutes a day out of his cell in attempt to break him. The judge on his case, Joseph C. Fuller, forced him to take the public defender's office that also conspired to help cover up this for the local government. He was reluctantly given a bond again in February 2016. The public defender's office removed themselves due to the citizen forcing them to get an order of the timestamp of the affidavit for the search warrant. The power to Tallahassee and Governor Rick Scott and Pam Bondi have conspired to cover up civil rights of federal crimes in Lee County, Florida on its citizens due to fear of many cases being overturned. Cedric B. Hall, the presiding attorney on his case, is involved due to promises made by high-powered officials involved of possibly making Judge Lee County, Florida Sheriff Mike Scott, dubbed the Kingpin by the FBI, is protected by Governor Rick Scott and Attorney General Pam Bondi. The information in this case and previous matters is black and white, and outside federal sources are now taking action on this matter. Anonymous entities from around the world will no longer tolerate such actions by public officials, and they will be held accountable. Governor Rick Scott happens to live in Naples, Florida, part of the 20th Circuit Courts, where in fact he also controls the Florida bar. We do not forgive. We do not forget. We are anonymous. Expect us.